Good evening. They've been at odds for weeks, but tonight the city of Rochester and local Occupy protesters have reached an agreement.
Now, protesters can now occupy the park 24 hours a day. News 8's Mark Gruba joins us live now from Washington Square Park with more on this. Mark?
Well, Maureen, the Occupy Rochester folks here are absolutely thrilled. This encampment in the park behind me signals a major victory for the Occupy Rochester movement. They fought for the right to be here at all hours, enduring arrests and 24-hour surveillance, but all of that is over tonight. They are now here with the city's blessing. Just before 7 o'clock, Rochester Mayor Tom Richards and Occupy Rochester's Ryan Acuff signed an agreement.
There you go.
Woo!
Occupy Rochester is in business,
which will allow the Occupy movement to use Washington Square Park during all hours, 24/7.
It's wonderful that that the tone has changed from the city. This is what we've wanted all along, is to cooperate, have a positive cooperative relationship with the city.
We're not in this situation where you see in some other cities where people are testing each other all the time, and pretty soon that leads to something unpleasant and maybe violent, which is my job to avoid. And so I think the ability to enter into this agreement should take care of that.
The agreement ends a stalemate between Occupy Rochester and the city over use of the park. An ordinance had been in place calling for the park to be vacated each night at 11 p.m. There were arrests on 2 occasions when that ordinance was ignored by Occupy members. Through peaceful persistence and negotiation, with the help of New York Civil Liberties Union lawyers, Occupy Rochester convinced Richards to let them stay.
This is an accomplishment of everybody here, and of everybody who supported this.
They know, and I know what the rules are. The police department knows what the rules are, and we ought to be able to get along fine.
The agreement is subject to a number of conditions, all designed to ensure access to the park, safety for all persons, and preservation of the park. Within minutes of the signing, the first overnight tent was propped up.
This is the first official tent.
How does it make you feel?
Amazing.
Wow. We're the 99%. We want to get down to the business of talking about the real problems. And as much as we care about free speech, this is about Occupy Wall Street. This is about inequality, corporate greed, and we can really get back to that message and begin working in earnest at some of these problems that brought us here in the first place.
The involvement of lawyers, it should be noted, from the Civil Liberties Union was key in this process. The city did not want to litigate this issue. The agreement is in effect until January 11th. Its terms do allow for it to be renewed every 2 months going forward. And Richards said it also does set a precedent for other groups in the future, as long as they agree to its terms. And one footnote to this story, the Occupy Rochester folks behind me want people at home to know they do in fact have jobs. They're not here out of necessity, but out of principle. We're live at Washington Square Park. Mark Gruba, News 8.
All right, thank you, Mark. If you have a story idea for Mark or would like